Hey, in today's video, I'm sharing 10 influencer marketing terms you need to know before partnering with brands. As an influencer partnering with brands, it's really important that you're familiar with these terms so that you can feel confident whenever meeting with brands to discuss any potential partnerships, as well as, negotiating payment terms with them, and of course, before signing any contracts. By the way, if you're new here, my name is Jay. I am the creator of 11th Street Studio Influencer Agency. So if you'd like to know more about that, definitely check out the links below this video to join our community, as well as to our new membership website where you can find unlimited e-courses about all things influencer marketing, social psychology for social media, and social media growth. Okay, so let's chat about these terms. The first term is affiliate, and this is referring to any time a brand pays you a commission to promote the brand or their products. And you're given a unique affiliate link to earn commission from any sales that you generate. And commissions I've seen range anywhere from as low as 2% all the way up to 30%. Okay, so common affiliate programs would be something like an Amazon affiliate, or perhaps you're part of the rewards style network, or you can become an affiliate for any brand on their own. And again, they would just give you a specific affiliate link to promote. Okay, next term is brand ambassador. So occasionally brands will ask influencers to partner with them as ambassadors. And this role can be somewhat ambiguous, but typically means that they want you to represent the brand long term to increase the brand's marketing goals. So brand ambassadors are formally recognized by a brand as a representative, and they specifically help spread the brand's message, okay? And this is often a long-term role where you're paid to promote the brand over time. So for example, 3 months, 6 months, or even for a year, okay? And in this type of partnership, you're responsible for creating content, promoting that brand long-term. If a brand suggests this type of partnership, make sure to be clear on the role and what's expected of you and exactly how you'll be compensated. With that said, compensation for this type of role is often significantly higher since you'll be effectively entering into an exclusive partnership with the brand, meaning you may sign a non-compete contract, which will limit your opportunities to work with similar brands, aka their competitors, going forward for some time. Since a partnership like this can cause an influencer to lose future earnings by limiting future partnerships, make sure the compensation is negotiated before signing any contracts. And I'd just like to note here that there is a reason why celebrities and influencers have agents and managers to help them navigate brand partnerships. Now, if you're not currently under management and you find yourself unclear on a brand's expectations, make sure to review the contract with a lawyer so that you can be 100% certain on what exactly you're agreeing to. Okay, so the next term is CTA, or call to action. In the marketing world, a CTA is any action that an influencer suggests their audience take and can be directly measured by the brand. So this basically describes any copy that an influencer writes within their caption that motivates people to take an action and that can be used to easily measure the success of a campaign. So for example, swipe up, or follow brand XYZ on Instagram, or use code XYZ at checkout to take 10% off. Most brands will partner with influencers to drive awareness or sales via CTAs. So if you can prove to a brand that you can drive significant results, they'll likely want to work with you more than once. So keep that in mind. Okay, so the next term is CTR, and this refers to the click-through rate. So the click-through rate indicates that out of the number of people who viewed a piece of content, the proportion who then clicked. Okay, this is displayed often in the form of a percentage, and it really quantifies an action, okay? Typically, it'll measure the number of people that clicked a link divided by the number of people who viewed the link. All right. So for example, if 1,000 people viewed your story and then 100 people clicked swipe up, then the CTR would be 10%. Okay. So if a brand asks you to send over the CTR, simply divide the number of people who viewed the story, for example, by the number of people who clicked the link, and that would be your click-through rate. Okay, so the next term is conversion rate, and this is a metric that brands use to measure the success of a campaign. So brands often refer to conversion rates when discussing marketing goals, and they are willing to pay a lot of money for influencers who can successfully drive conversions. So typical conversions that brands tracked include clicking affiliate links, entering promo codes, or joining an email list, for example. As you can see, each can clearly track whether or not the partnership was successful. So if 100 people saw the content and 2 people purchased, that would be a 2% conversion rate. So as you can imagine, a really good conversion rate can get you rebooked quite easily, okay? And to calculate the conversion rate, you need to, again, divide the number of people who took the action suggested by the number of impressions that it received. Okay, so the next term is CPA, and this refers to cost per acquisition. And this is a term that brands use when they're measuring the campaign's performance based on the number of new customers, for example, that they acquired versus their investment, okay? Occasionally it might be referred to as cost per action, and it describes the true cost of a specific conversion, or what it costs the brand to acquire a new audience, make X amount of sales, or promote their new product launch, okay? So for example, if a brand pays you, an influencer, $1,000 to promote their new product and in turn received 100 sales, their CPA would be $10 because you're dividing $1,000 by 100 and that equals 10, okay? And as you might expect, brands strive for a really low CPA. In fact, their CPA can easily reveal whether or not they spent their budget wisely or if they should find less expensive ways to get the same results in the future. Overall, CPA is like a direct indicator of ROI, which you're gonna learn about shortly. Okay, the next term is CPC, and that refers to cost per click. This is a pricing model that brands use when they pay influencers for the traffic generated via clicks or swipe ups, and it's a way to measure a campaign's performance based on the cost of the influencer versus the number of clicks you generated for the brand. In terms of advertising dollars, a CPC equals the dollar amount it costs a brand to drive someone to click their ad. Meaning if they run an ad for $1,000 on Instagram and it generated 5,000 clicks, their CPC would equal 20 cents, okay? So you would divide 1,000 by 5,000 and that's 20 cents. Now I just wanna make a side note here. Running ads can be very pricey depending on the pricing model the brand chooses. So this is why it's often much more valuable for brands to pay an influencer a flat fee to promote their product or drive awareness, right? Not to mention, it's been proven that brand created ads tend to do far worse than influencer created sponsored content. Research has actually found that 49% of consumers report that they find brand created ads annoying or irrelevant. Okay, on the flip side though, 82% of consumers said that they were very likely to follow the recommendations of an influencer. So if you're an influencer, be very aware of this because your content is going to outperform the brand's created content by a landslide every time, okay? So keep that in mind when you're pricing your rates. You are in demand, don't forget that. Okay, so the next term is deliverables, and this can really describe anything that you're creating. So an Instagram post, 10 images of the product, or coverage at an event, really depends on the campaign, okay? It technically refers to the actual content that you create for the brand. So maybe 3 stories or 2 feed posts or 1 blog post, or or media coverage in exchange for an all-inclusive paid trip. Okay, and when negotiating contracts, brands will often refer to things like the number of posts, type of posts, and published dates as deliverables. Now just remember that the timeline in which the deliverables are due is a critical piece of the partnership and must be clarified on both sides before signing contracts to make sure everyone's on the same page. Okay, the next term is impressions, and this refers to the number of times any piece of content that you create is viewed, okay? It's a good metric to really understand how many people your post actually reached. Most of the time, it's less than all of your followers, right? Due to changing algorithms and posting times, etc. But it is a very good indicator of the performance of your post nonetheless, okay? Remember, it is the number of times a piece of content is viewed. Now, just know that no one has to actually engage with the content. As long as it appears in their feed, this is counted as an impression. Okay, the next term is KPI, or key performance indicator, and it describes the brand's goal with the campaign. So maybe brand awareness, or Instagram follower growth, or email lead generation. It's used to describe really measurable actions that resulted from a brand campaign. So for example, if a brand's goal is to gain new followers, the KPI would be the number of new followers that they gained as a result of partnering with you, the influencer. And it's really important that this term is discussed in meetings before contracts are signed, so that you and the brand can both be very crystal clear on what the brand is expecting from the partnership and how they're going to measure its success. Okay, next term is ROI, and this refers to return on investment. And you're going to hear this term a lot since it describes exactly how successful the campaign was. It reports what exactly the brand received in return when partnering with you, the influencer, okay? So for example, if a brand invests $10,000 on an influencer with the goal of gaining new social media followers, they can easily track the number of new followers once the campaign goes live. They can also easily track how much each new subscriber cost once the campaign ends by dividing the spend. So for example, $10,000 by the number of new subscribers, so maybe 5,000. And in this example, they can easily calculate that they spent $2 per new subscriber. And given that each brand really measures success differently, it's important to always ask what their goal is so that everyone knows exactly what they're hoping to gain from the partnership before moving forward. Okay, and this next term is a newish term, but it's really important that you know it, and that is called whitelisting. So whitelisting is the process of an influencer granting a brand partner advertising permissions to their social media accounts, okay? And it allows the brands to use the influencer's handle for their ads. And if done right, whitelisting is a win-win for both the brands and the creators, because both parties have access to the performance metrics, right, of the whitelisted post. And that means that brands can get really key insights into running successful campaigns, and creators can understand what type of content resonates best with their audience, right? Not to mention, whitelisting really builds a lot of trust between brands and creators, and it's a great opportunity for brands to get their ads in front of their target audience, okay? Plus it drives a lot of trust, because if you, the influencer, trust the brand enough to let them take over your handle and run ads on your behalf, your followers can now feel really confident trusting that brand too. Okay, so that is all the terms that I wanted to mention in today's video. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you have any questions about any of these terms, please leave them in a comment below, and I'll do my best to answer those questions in the near future. And if you like this video, definitely subscribe to the channel. My goal is to publish new videos each week. And if you haven't already, definitely check out the links below this video to our website, as well as our membership website, where you can find unlimited e-courses for influencers about all things influencer marketing, social psychology for social media, and social media growth. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.